And today we are here for HDB because the government wants us to use our CPF money to pay for HDB. Which government in this world use CPF money to pay for housing? Which government in this world use retirement funds to pay for our housing needs? And this is public housing. Only the PAP government do that. Are you happy with the PAP government?
No!
Will you vote for them?
No!
So now we will invite our first speaker, Mr. Patrick. Please give him a round of applause.
Patrick, 保利会利啊！哎呀，辣椒啊 ，no money to buy rice 啊。
I think I
我叫都下大雨啊！
啊，sit down, okay. So I will sit down again. Good afternoon, fellow Singaporeans. Welcome.
Uncle Patrick, sorry,
Yes.
you need a chair?
I think I'll just sit down.
Dangerous ah, cannot lie.
It's alright, I can sit down. Don't worry. I did it last on August 9th. I shall do it again because it's closer to the people.
打几浪啊？
Kakina. So, thank you for coming on this very hot afternoon.
Thank you for your.
Thank you for coming. I just got it here in time. So, someone said long ago, a single journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. So all of us have made that single step for today and for all the previous protest gatherings, all the single steps to come here to be together, and that is something which is highly encouraging. So thank you all once again for coming. So today we are talking about CPF, HDB, and all the rest of it. I remember when I was in Tasmania some years ago, I met a shop lady who was selling souvenirs. I asked her, how long have you stayed in your house? She said, I've stayed in my house for my whole life. Then what about your mother? Oh, she was born in the house too. And what about your grandmother? Oh, she also lived in that same house. So 3 generations of this Tasmanian live in that one house. They did not have to sell the house. They do not have to lease back. They do not have to rent it out. So that is their home, their nest, their haven, a place where they can go back and find peace and quiet. So same with Singaporeans. Who would want to sell the flat or lease back the flat or rent the flat to the FTs? Because 85% of Singaporeans already got the HDB flat, so it's going to rent from us. So it's likely to be renting to an FT who got our job in the first place. So that is very hard to stomach, okay? So that is not a viable proposition. So again, the government is not listening. Maybe that afternoon, because of the National Day Parade, there are too many planes, F-16s flying around, too many 21 guns salute booming away, so they couldn't hear. But today there's no National Day Parade. It is August 23rd. So if we rap our song loudly, very loudly, I think they might hear. But they might again pretend not to hear. Singaporeans, I think they have this Asian value, this cultural value, this Chinese value of wanting to bequeath something to their children. Okay, so they die will not lease back. They want to bequeath because if they don't bequeath it to their children, how are they going to afford a $500,000 flat in the years to come? Right now it's already 300 to 400,000. So our Asian values, our Chinese value is very important to us. So that is why nobody buys. Nobody buys despite all the hype from Mr. Lee Hsien Loong. But they don't listen. This is the problem. They don't listen. And you know, 12 years ago, where's my paper? 12 years ago, I wrote a letter to the Straits Times.
Your money out.
Okay, never mind. Money can always be found again. This is the article which I wrote to the Straits Times. It's right across the forum page. It says, changes to CPF won't solve problem. Won't solve problems. And it's dated it's dated Saturday, April 6, 2002. What prompted this letter was Mr. Lim Boon Heng. He said, you guys all want to buy HDB. The moment you graduate, you want to buy HDB. Forget about it, because the HDB is going to cost you a bomb and you will eat into your CPF funds. So maybe he said we should sacrifice and slaughter this sacred cow of owning a CPF flat. And yet they contradict themselves by saying, this is our best home. We must have a best home so that we can all fight and die for the best home. But yet we have a minister, we have someone in the trade union movement, a section of NTUC, who said, don't. Because even at that point in time, in 2002, he knows that there ain't gonna be enough in our retirement fund for our retirement. So 20 years later, he has retired because he's got an iron rice bowl. His iron rice bowl now is as a chairman of Temasek Holdings. As a chairman of Temasek Holdings, we don't even know how much he receives for his remuneration. We don't know because it's all undercover. Same with the director's fees for GIC. Same with the director's fees for Temasek Holdings. We don't know, and they will not publish. I went and Googled all over for the last 2 days, and I can't find any data on how much Lim Boon Heng is getting as a director, as the chairman of Temasek Holdings.
Press the key.
Yes.
Smoke come out.
Nothing came out.
Smoke come out.
Nothing came out.
Smoke come out.
Anyway, not only him, but the iron rice bowl people includes people like Dana Balan, people like Lee Boon Yang, who's now SPH chairman, and it also includes so many others who, upon retirement from their political appointments, they are appointed to these very high positions as chairman of very huge organizations, from SPH to Temasek Holdings to Singbridge. Wong Kan Seng, since he was given the marching orders, was appointed the chairman of Singbridge. So while they are so clever at creating the rice bowls, the iron rice bowls, even after pocketing so much salaries in the 10 to 15 years, they still, after retirement, give themselves these plum jobs. Very plum jobs. The figures of which we won't even want to know because it's probably very indecent.
Obscene now.
Obscene. Obscene. So now we are being asked to use our HDB flat to lease back, to rent out. So where do we go from here? I think we should go back to fundamentals. We should go back to fundamentals. The fundamental is the CPF covenant, when it was first instituted, is for retirement. But over the years, because they couldn't sell the HDB flats, they channeled our precious CPF money into buying flats. Or at the beginning it was fine, but as the years and the decades went by, the price of land went up, the price of HDB went up. So that takes a huge bite. You all know about this. That takes a huge bite from our CPF. And another thing that was introduced is the MediSave account. The MediSave account right now is premium of about 5 to 6% of our CPF each month. I think we should just abolish the MediSave, abolish it, let the MediSave contribution go back to your special account, your retirement account, and then you don't have to wayang with MediShield Life, with selling your flat or lease back the flat. You don't have to wayang, just give channel the 5 to 6% back to our retirement account and bravely stand up for Singapore. Stand up for Singapore means spending 3% more, okay, from whatever budget surpluses every year. Spend at 3% and increase our national health spending from 3% to about 6%. And that will take care of everybody, from the rich to the poor. They will be entitled to free universal health care, hospitalization, C-class maybe, B2 maybe. Those who want to have better, they can use whatever amount in the accounts to go and buy the integrated plans. So that's what I think is viable, what I think is doable. As for the leading of the minimum sum scheme, I agree with the organizers that the minimum sum scheme should be a voluntary thing. The minimum sum thing is up to the risk appetite of all of us. If our risk appetite is high, we can take it out. We can even put it in the Hong Kong MPF. I just read an article by one of our bloggers, Mr. Chris K, who took the trouble to analyze the difference between CPF and MPF in Hong Kong. I think I get educated when I read all this stuff on the internet. I get educated every day, every night. And the stuff that churns out, that's being churned out by the social media is fantastic. It's really fantastic. It turns the world around now. So that's why Mr. Lee Hsien Loong in today's papers is very worried. That's why Goh Chok Tong is very worried. 20 years ago when Catherine Lim wrote an article about the people and the PAP and the Singapore people, the great affective divide, persuading him, asking him to be more benign, to be gentle, to be less bullying, to be less hectoring. But unfortunately, he turned a deaf ear to Catherine Lim, our Singapore authoress, plea. And instead he said, "Who are you? You are just an author. Why you want to kacau? Politics is not your business. Go back to your book writing." And he created a new term, OB markers. OB markers means out of bound markers. You cannot go near these OB markers. But 20 years later, Catherine Lim wrote another open letter to Lee Hsien Loong on the same subject, that the divide between the Singaporeans and the government is getting wider and wider and wider. And this is evidenced by Hong Lim, by the social media. So this is one problem which is not a problem in our sense, the word problem, but they perceive it as a problem. And this problem will not go away. I think Lee Hsien Loong is completely out when he says that the internet is not for our age. You cannot arrest the internet. It is here to stay. So, better listen while there is still time. Okay? The next time when they do not listen, we will sing this song.
No more next time.
No more next time. Okay, shall we do it together? 妈妈叫我去买米，走到半路下大雨，我却正水不见底。李总理啊，李总理，你要快快来处理，人民才会相信你。如果你不快快来处理，2016就不选你，2015就不选你，2016就没有你，没有你。公有公理，婆有婆理 ，HDB 不可以卖的 ，OK， 不可以 lease back 的。这次叫我们卖是没有道理的。我们的 CPI 没有了，就是等于是没有米，没有米，就怎么样呢？我不知道了。 所以2015、2016你要快，现在处理的听不清楚，所以到现在我们还要唱。小维，妈妈，小维 ，1 2 3 I say one line, you say one line, boleh kah? Boleh. OK， 妈妈叫我去买米。走到半路下大雨，而且渗水，不见底。我们的 CPF 拿了去哪里？李总理啊，李总理，你要快来处理。我们老百姓才会相信你。如果你不快来处理，2016就没有你，没有你，没有你，没有。
没有你还是没有那？没有你呀。
没有米就磨币咯。OK， 谢谢各位的支持。谢谢。